Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we can discuss 10 essential terms that will help you to navigate the world of DevOps. DevOps engineer. So, what is the role of the engineer in industry? So, the person capable of building and setting up the architecture and infrastructure of the project. So, we can say that they are working as a DevOps engineer. So in DevOps Engineer, we can discuss here 10 essential terms. So first term is we can say that Agile. So Agile is the methodology used in software development and project management that emphasize the flexibility, collaboration, and customer feedback. So in single line statement, I have given this line Agile refers to iterative development where requirements and the solutions evolve through the collaboration between self-organized cross-function teams. So remember, Agile is not a buzzword like synergy. It is a set of tangible practice. So whatever the practice we are doing for the project management, so they have the set of keys principles for the Agile like iterative development, customer collaborations, cross-functional teams, responding to change, continuous improvement, and working software. So these are the key principles we are following in the Agile term. Scrum. So Scrum is an agile framework designed to manage and complete complex projects through iterative and incremental practice. Okay, so in some, the short-term definitions, we can say that Scrum is a subset of Agile. It is a process framework for Agile development and the most widely used one. Further, it is categorized by set of roles, ceremonies like development, sprints, and artifacts. So the set of things we are following in our projects, Scrum calls and the Scrum sprints to follow those tasks and the set of works to assign the developers. So the Scrum framework creates the environment where team can become agile. One more term is coming on Kanban. So Kanban refers to means to design, manage, and improve flow of knowledge work. It also allows organizations to start with their existing workflow and drive evolutionary change. Kanban helps to visualize an existing flow of work, limit work in progress, sweep and stop starting and finish. So that kind of things we are able to do visualize through the Kanban framework. So a Kanban framework is managing the work and improving the processes, often used in agile and lean environment. So there is elements that we are following in Kanban board, visual board, work items. So in visual boards, a Kanban board visualize the represents work items and their status, typically divided in the columns. So such as to do, what is the current status of that represented work items. So it is in progress or to do or the done. So that kind of categorizations we have in the Kanban boards for the work status and workflow. And work items, we have the the set of work items what it's going on in our project. So that kind of work items visualizations we can see that in the Kanban, and that their corresponding status, like it is in to do mode or in progress or in a complete phase. So we are able to do see and visualize to anyone like these work items is going on in our current project. And whatever the work in progress items limits are set, there is a one more word, it's a WIP, work in progress. So work in progress limits are set of the number of work items allowed in each column or stage to prevent the overloading and to ensure the smooth workflow. Even flow, continuous delivery, a pull system, feedback loops, adaptability. So these things we can further learn. I mean, how the Kanban board is working and where in the project how we can do use. So third terms we need to know for the 10 essential term in DevOps. So you also must have the knowledge about the Kanban boards. Continuous testing. So what is continuous testing? Continuous testing is execute automated test cases as part of the build process. The software development teams is immediately alerted to the potential issue, so they are able to address them before it's get out in production. So we need to do the continuous testing process. We have the some set of tools, then we can easily identify. In Git, there is a one term, it's a depend about, so it will further analyze your code and the set of your code files and suggest like this credentials is getting exposed in your static file pages, so you just need to do hide, or you need to find out the some other way. So that kind of depend about is the one feature in the Git. So that kind of things we have already available in our DevOps tools. So you need to do follow as a continuous testing, and we need to do mitigate. Next terms is coming on regression testing. So regression testing is end-to-end testing of an application to ensure that any modifications we haven't, I mean, negatively impact its functionality. Whatever the applications and the modification, whatever the changes we are doing in our applications, that will not impact any negative impact in its current running functionality. So for that, can we need to do first. I mean, before the deployment, we need to do analyze to end-to-end testing. So that kind of end-to-end testing we are considering as a regression testing process. I mean, that from a starting page to last page till the end of the page for your applications, we can do first test, and then we can do plan for the deployment. So whatever the modifications we are doing, so that cannot impact any negativity impact in your current running functionality. So regression testing is also the essential part of our 10 essential term in DevOps. Pipeline used to automate the build and testing of code, which also making it available to other users. Pipeline can work with just about any languages or project type. So pipelines are used to automate. I mean, the whatever the things we are doing in manual terms like build, test code, and deploy code, so that we can do automate by using the pipeline concept. And pipeline concept we can use through the Git actions we have. So by using the Git actions, we can create a one workflow file. With the .yaml extensions, and we can write some commands for the continuous integrations and for the continuous deployment. So you can further, I mean, pipeline is also the one area in the DevOps terms you can do explore, like how we can do create the workflow file in our Git, and how we can do build, test, and deploy our code automations over the Azure deployment center or anywhere. And it's not for the only .NET, we can use for the any languages, but you must have the knowledge about the workflow and the YAML file, how we can do create, and how what kind of commands we can do use for the continuous integrations, for the CI, and for the continuous delivery and the deployment for CD part. So CI CD is a integration refer to catch the bugs of issue early in the development cycle when they are easier and the fast fixes, right? So 6.1 is a pipeline, how we can do create, how we can do create the workflow file, and what kind of commands we need to do use for our code, so that we can create inside the workflow items. So it's for the pipeline creations. Next term we are using the CI/CD part. It's the same thing, but when we are after creating the workflow file and the YAML file, we need to give the some set of commands for the continuous integrations and for the continuous deployment. So after the continuous integrations, I mean, for the continuous integrations, we need to give the some command for the execute your code files and the build the code files. And after the build, we need to give the command for the publish file, and after the publish file we need to give command for the deployment files. So continuous integrations refer to catching the bugs issue. It will, I mean, how we can do help the CI part. So obviously it will refers to identify whatever the bug issue we have in so that it will execute automatically and give you the error to fix the issue. So for the continuous integrations, catching bugs is getting easier. For continuous deployment, it automatically deploy the codes that we have modified and that we have added some features in our code, so it will automatically deployed after you check in to Git repository. So your repository is connected with the workflow file, and your repository file is connected with the Git actions, and the Git actions follow the workflow file. Inside the workflow file, there is one YAML file. Inside the YAML file, we have given the some set of commands, and that set of commands is getting executed for the continuous integrations and for the continuous delivery. Once the continuous integrations and build getting successfully, so there is a one artifact will get generated. Its part we can discuss for the artifact. It's also the essential part of the DevOps. So artifact file is nothing your published file of your current running applications, and it's generating after your code build is get successful through the YAML file, through your workflow file. So once the Git actions will get executed and built successfully, there is a one file will get generated. It's an artifact, and that artifact will get deployed after your CD commands will get executed. So artifacts is nothing your set of published code files. So an artifact is a deployment component of your applications, right? It's your deployment component that it will be further published on your server. Pipelines can deploy artifacts that are produced by a wide range of artifact sources, and then that are stored in different types of artifacts repositories. Same things, it's in a single line statement how we can define the artifacts. Next part is a repo. So repo is a Azure repository, is a set of version control tools you can use to manage the codes. So in version controls, how the version control systems helps you to track the changes you can in your code over time. As you edit your code, you tell the version control to take the snapshot your file. The version control system save the snapshot permanently so you can recall it later. So that kind of things we can easily identify through the Git repo or the Azure repo. So what kind of changes we have done, someone from the developer teams, for what kind of uses they have done that kind of check-in. So we can easily identify through the some version control systems that provided by the Git, and the one more concept in the Azure DevOps is Azure repos. So the most commonly used version control system today is called the Git. It is quickly becoming the standard of the version control. So mostly in our industry, most of the peoples are using the Git repositories. So Git repository is basically a version control system to identify whatever the check-ins we are doing on the daily basis for our projects. So we can easily do identify. So this one is the last concept for the 10 essentials terms. So we cannot say that these 10 essentials is a complete part of the complete part of the DevOps engineer, but we can say that this is the essential part you must know if you are going for the DevOps engineer jobs, or you are applying for the DevOps engineer job, or you are exploring the DevOps engineer job. So these 10 is the mandatory part. You can must have the knowledge and the inside activities what is going on, so that you need to must aware about that. Thank you so much. I hope it will do help to achieve your dreams for DevOps. Thank you.